Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran here in the beautiful, lovely, sometimes she's been known to make this here man a sandwich wife of mine, light of my life, Yanzi Lynn.
Hi.
And today is the day we're talking about JK Rowling's as Vladimir Putin weighs in. So here we go. If you guys will, please look down below, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications as we do talk about pop culture and usually not world events. But this is an interesting story as a pop cultural figure. Rawlings is being kind of quoted or called out or something by Vladimir Putin. And these are weird times. And oftentimes I like to keep my pop culture and my reality completely separate. I do not like politics in my pop culture. I do not like identity politics in my pop culture. I like them separate. Today, like comic books, we're mixing two things together. So what do we got here?
It seems like JK Rowling got a bit of a call out from Vladimir Putin. Putin gave the speech claiming that Russian composers and writers are being discriminated against. And he says, they're trying to cancel a 1,000-year-old country. All right, I remember before that it was USSR. Russia is kind of like a newer thing, but all right, sure.
Yeah.
He also says there's a gradual discrimination against everything linked to Russia in a number of Western cultures, in a number of Western countries. So he goes on and cites JK Rowling, saying, JK Rowling was cancelled because she, a writer of books that have sold millions of copies around the world, didn't please fans of so-called gender freedom. Gender freedom, I guess that must be the new term now. So, all right, for people who are kind of, still new to this Rowling thing, which is very unlikely, I'm sure you must have heard of it. But JK Rowling got into hot water because she basically said, people who bleed, people who give birth, you don't call them bleeders or birthers, you call them women. And people are like, that's transphobic. Right. Because, trans men can still give birth. And they think trans women can give birth too, but, science, y'all.
And
anyway.
I can't just, stand back and let some woman, Rowling's, Harry Potter creator, be so virtuous and so loved on the internet as saying only women have periods. I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to go to Twitter and I'm going to say, I believe only men can be kicked in the balls.
Oh, well, I mean, it depends on the definition of balls. Some people say that these two things up here can be called balls too, I guess, in a way.
Right,
maybe.
Right. I'm fighting for testicle rights for all men.
Rights. All right. Okay, so when Rowling was forced to defend herself because apparently, saying that only women can have periods is, really bad or something, she went on to clarify and say, you know what, trans rights are human rights, but trans rights cannot infringe on women's rights, which means that you cannot have trans women in running the places, like, shelters for abused women and stuff, or places that are strictly for women, but, things like maybe bathrooms and stuff, I guess, maybe.
Right.
So that is what the whole... Then people said that's transphobic because apparently that discriminates against transgender people. No, it doesn't really. I don't know about you guys, but I have this personal stance about the whole trans bathroom debate, and that is, you go to a bathroom where you have the right body parts for. That's it. Like, is there anything else to argue? If you can't stand up and pee, don't go to the bathroom where you have to stand up and pee. If you can't sit down and pee, don't go to the bathroom where you have to sit down and pee.
I believe we should all just have one bathroom and let's not call it male or female. Let's just call it the animal shit house. And there's no argument.
I think that's called the unisex toilet, yeah. And imagine if you have unisex toilets everywhere instead of having, male and female toilets, then that's going to be really problematic because I hate to say there's going to be a long line. Have you seen the lines at women's toilets? Sometimes me and Shane will go to the shopping mall. And we'd be like, yeah, I need to go use the restroom. And she would be like, yeah, let me pop into the store because the women's line is always taking forever. And you know what? He is not wrong. Sometimes I'm standing outside waiting and then he's like, are you done? I'm like, I'm still outside. Yeah. It's very tragic. So actually, you know what? Maybe unisex toilets are a great idea. I can pop into the unisex bathroom instead. Okay, anyway, back to the whole Vladimir Putin thing. So why do we have Vladimir Putin saying, oh, I must cite JK Rowling? I think there's actually a reason for this. So Carlos here actually brought up this interesting view. He says, by deliberately mentioning JK Rowling and cancel culture, he's transparently signaling to the anti-woke reactionaries, i.e. the alt-right, who he sees as his allies and defenders in the West, and he's not wrong. Now, we're not saying that everyone on the right side is pro-Putin. Definitely, most people are against warmongers.
Right.
We are against warmongers. Let's put that out front. But it's a nice way of saying if you support people like JK Rowling and you think that her views are important, you should support me because I too think that her views are important.
Right. He basically picked up one of the biggest franchises ever like, and kind of just grabbed it and it's like, hey, I'm fighting for the rights of Harry Potter. I'm fighting for the rights of this popular IP or the creator's thoughts on her period, you know. And okay, so this is muddy. There is an issue with woke pop culture, and woke culture, and all of these crazy wokies basically ran up like, oh, elf Russia. It's like, you guys basically act like a bunch of communists anyways, and now all of a sudden like you're against Russia just because. And I'm against Russia in this. Okay, that's my stance on it. But you know, the issue is like, they probably think, well, the people we disagree with are pro-Russian. No, that doesn't mean that. Well, I mean,
No.
politics aside, we can all have a common enemy. Okay, like, politics aside, and honestly, Putin just bringing up the erosion in Western culture altogether and trying to push it on him. Even before this, I was like, why is he doing that? Why? Because we're kind of almost split down the middle right now. And our culture in America, we don't have a lot of culture. Actually, pop culture is probably the one thing that we actually offer to the other just cultures, because we're just a melting pot of a bunch of culture. We don't have an American culture. We have pop culture. We have rock and roll. We have things like that. And right now, like, we're fighting ourselves and destroying our own selves, destroying classic characters, IP. Superman has to be bisexual. He can't just be truth, justice, and American way anymore. Why? Because American way is bad. Since when? In our core, we're the least patriotic I think we've ever been in my lifetime.
No, don't you know it's bad to be patriotic now? Because obviously, if you're patriotic, you're MAGA. It's one extreme or the other these days with the world, and that's what the problem. See, so Putin unfortunately has to latch onto this narrative and say, okay, well, you know what? You guys say just because someone says, okay, women's rights are women's rights, and then you think that's transphobic. Okay, you know what? I too shall come in here and appeal to you guys and say, oh, you guys are canceling all these poor innocent Russian composers and writers and artists. That feels just like cancellation of JK Rowling. Oh, woe is us.
Right. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys will, look down below, leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this. And also, I want to remind everybody, Inglorious Rex, we're getting ready to hit $252,000. We're moving on up. So if you can, please go over and back this campaign. Check it out. Also, please hit like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. And I will catch you guys again with another video. Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 cents for imposters, so now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the game. Can't control me. I got the power.